Hello everyone, it is me, Butterfly Spirit, aka Michelle, and this is A1 Your Hero, and we're going to talk about a very serious, something that was very serious that happened to me and that, really negatively affected us or whatever. And it was an experience that it was an experience that basically was very disheartening. I'm going to say in this video, I'm going to be sharing some pictures that will be graphic. Um, so that means blood and different stuff. And because I really want to drive home this point to people to tell them something about, their religion, Christianity, to tell them the truth about it, and something that I saw right in the face that I experienced for hours on end. Um, so that people know, and a lot of people probably don't know this. A lot of friends and family don't know this, that I went through what I went through. I only told certain people in my family. So I want to start off by saying, I'm not a Christian. If you want to, stop the video or whatever, unfriend me, whatever, do what you're going to do. I understand, if you want to hold on to a religion and stuff, that's fine. But what I do want to share is my experience about why I'm glad that I'm not a Christian and stuff, because I can't subscribe to the things that they say. But I'll go ahead and tell you guys what happened. So November 2000 and it's like 2017, last year actually. So it was a couple of days before Thanksgiving, and I found out that I was pregnant. And Anwan and I, we basically thought about the reality of me being pregnant and stuff like that. And we know that the two of us live together. No, we're not married. But we're grown folks. We're over 21. So actually we're over 25 too. So
Yeah.
we're grown. So I found out I was pregnant. Yes, that means that I had sex, but I'm grown. I'm not a teenager and a 16-year-old girl or nothing like that. So, I'm a grown adult,
Past drinking age.
Yeah, I was a virgin for a longer time than what a lot of people I went to school with would have been. I didn't lose my virginity until I was like, what was it, 20? I think I was like 20 probably when I lost my virginity, 20, 21 maybe, when I lost my virginity.
I was 22.
Yeah, so I was 20. So that's when I lost my virginity, when I was 20. But what I'm talking about happened in 2017. So a few days before Thanksgiving, I found out I was pregnant, that I was expecting a baby. And how we found out is that Anwan had asked me. He said, well, you haven't had your period in a while. And I said, well, you're right. I haven't had my period. But I'm like, I can't be pregnant. That's not possible. I can't be pregnant. I'm not eating a lot. I'm not doing any of that stuff that they would say, you're doing during pregnancy. So what happened is that I finally decided to go get a pregnancy test. You know what I'm saying? After, a couple of weeks of him talking about the same thing about, that I could be pregnant and stuff, and him being nervous and everything about it. So, took the pregnancy test, and there was two pregnancy tests we got. We got one from Walmart, and we got another one from Dollar Tree. Now, me, I think, my thoughts are is that a pregnancy test from Dollar Tree ain't gonna do nothing. So I'm thinking you gotta spend like $7 to $10 for a pregnancy test for that thing to work.
Like
you know
first
what I'm saying?
response, but first response failed, and we used the vaginal contraceptive film. But if you're dry, or if you're not very lubricated there, it may not work, and it didn't work. So pull out when you do use the vaginal contraceptive film.
So what happened is that I took two tests. I took the first response, like everyone said, the one from Walmart, which was like $6-7, and then I took the one from Dollar Tree. And I took two tests because I wanted to be absolutely sure. So took the test, and what you do, you pee on the stick or whatever. Or what I do is I like put I kind of follow instructions, and I put the pregnancy test in the urine and then take it out and set it on the counter. And I did the same thing for both of them since they said you could do that. And one of the tests was one of the tests said that I was pregnant, and the other one was kind of inconclusive, like it wasn't sure. So that kind of bothered me. I was like, what the heck? What's going on? And so now here's what I want to back up and tell y'all. I had took a pregnancy test, I think, a couple weeks prior. Okay. Maybe let's say 3 weeks prior. Took a pregnancy test 3 weeks prior, and it said I was not pregnant.
That was the first response pregnancy test, by the way.
And then that was the first one. But then, like, the second time I used 2 of them. So I think I used the first response again and then used the one from Dollar Tree. So first one said I wasn't pregnant. Then the other 2, some weeks down the road, said that I was pregnant. And stuff like that.
That wasn't the first response. The first response pregnancy test, that was the one you used the first time. The other 2 was different.
Oh.
One was like an Equate.
Yeah.
And then the other one was the Dollar Tree one.
Oh. So, what happened was that first time used first response was found I wasn't pregnant. And then this some weeks down the road took the Equate and then the Dollar Tree test or whatever. And then those, one said I was pregnant, the Dollar Tree test said I was. The Equate said that it was kind of inconclusive because the line was kind of light and everything else. So I wasn't sure what was going on. Pregnancy tests, they can be wrong, So, took the test and everything. Now, I will give you some background on what was happening during this time. So, okay, I'll say what happened after. So, found out that I was working this, temporary job. It only lasts like a couple of days. You know what I'm saying? But it gave me some money out of my pocket. So, the first day I worked, and then I came home and took the 2 tests, okay? And then found out I was pregnant. Now, the second day I went to the job, I knew that I was pregnant, from based off what the test said. But I was denying the hell out of it. I was like, nah, I'm not going to believe these tests. I can't be pregnant, whatever. And also because we used birth control. We used a contraceptive film called VCF, and we used it. We've used it several times.
You got to wait 15 minutes before you do anything. You got to put it all the way up to the cervix, and then wait 15 minutes, and then you can do whatever.
So, what happened was that we did use birth control. The contraceptive film, we used it several times, never got pregnant from it. But this time around, I guess the birth control failed. So it's not like we were just sleeping together with nothing. We actually had something that we were using. But the birth control failed because, let's see, what was it? Found out that from the test I was pregnant from 2 tests. And then, so I went to work the second day knowing that I was pregnant. So on the second day, what happened was I had this, I thought the job was okay. I thought I was going to get a chance to keep it for a while, temporary job and stuff. I thought if I did everything right, did good, showed up, dressed professional, did the, clerical work, the data entry stuff, everything's going to work out, right? So the first day I went to work for, this pharmaceutical company as a temp, people was real nice and everything. Even the guy who was supposed to be the manager, also doing work for him, especially for him, he was okay. He didn't tell me nothing about what I was supposed to be doing. He just said, oh, just get this done or whatever. Like he's just giving me time to do it. Okay, day 2, I get to work. I know I'm pregnant. So what happened is I'm working on that spreadsheet. And then the manager comes to me. It's a white guy, mind you, and he says, well, are you going to get, how far have you gotten? Are you going to be able to get done by the day or whatever? And this guy is basically like fucking browbeating me, sitting here. Basically, he's, being abusive, like, to me and stuff like that. And he never told me how far he wanted me to get to, in the spreadsheet. He never started off when I first got there the day before. He never did that. But now he's up here going off on me and everything else, where all these people, other people can hear him, and stuff. And I'm sitting here getting all scared and everything. And here I am. And I'm pregnant, mind you. So I'm getting stressed from this, from hearing this guy say this stuff. So I'm just going through the day trying to do my best, right? So, it didn't feel good. So I went to lunch, and I was, worried that he was going to walk in and say something during lunch. And I was sitting there watching the door and eating and everything, worried he was going to come in during lunch and stuff and say something. to me and everything and stuff. And I ate my lunch. The guy didn't come into the lunchroom, but there was other people in the lunchroom. So, what happened was is that I went, the guy went off on me before lunch, and then, the manager did, white manager did. And then when I came back from lunch, what I did was I went and I spoke to a lady that was a secretary, this black chick. And I told her about what happened, and she's like, well, he's that way, Well, I didn't know he was that way. She's like, well, he is difficult, he does expect things a certain way or whatever. That's really kind of how he is and stuff. And I was like, well, that's not cool. And she said, well, why don't you go talk to the person in HR, who had you come here to work on his stuff. So I went to this black lady in HR, told her about what he did and what he said and how he never gave me any parameters for what I was supposed to do. So, any guidelines, anything, just told me to work on the stuff, first copying stuff, then work on the spreadsheet, right? And I knew, that spreadsheet would take a week, but he expected somebody to do it in 2 days, you know what I'm saying? And I knew it was unfair. So I told the black lady in HR, I told her about what happened. And I told her everything, and then she said, okay, I'm going to talk to him. So here's what happened. What she did is that she told me to go and sit at the desk and keep working on stuff. So she got in contact with him, had him come and sit down and talk. And I didn't see him talking, but what happened is that she came to me and she said, before I left talking to her, she said, well, I'll tell you what the update is or whatever, because we bring temps here so that they can feel comfortable working and stuff. Nobody's supposed to be abused or anything like that, so I talked to her. So she came to me later on that day. And she said, well, okay, we're going to have you in today or whatever. It's about 2 o'clock. Okay, we're going to have you leave for the day. I'm going to escort you out the building or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We're going to end it because, he doesn't want you to continue working or whatever and stuff like that or whatever. And she's escorting me out the building. So what I assumed was that he threatened me in some way, which is why she was there with me, walking me out of the building. You know what I'm saying? And, I don't know what he said. I really don't know, but I didn't see him after that. You know what I'm saying? So I can only imagine what he said, but this is a guy who's a white manager. So, he feels like he can say whatever the fuck he wants to say. And, you know what I'm saying? He ain't got to listen to nobody. He's particular about this and that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, I will tell you, this guy did mess up, though, because the first day that I was there, he left early. He didn't even tell me he was leaving. And I was just supposed to work on this stuff, and I went looking around for him the first day, trying to figure out how far I'm supposed to go with this stuff, and it was just about before I went home, about 4:45 or whatever, and this guy was gone. He was gone because he got called home because of a family issue or whatever, but he never told me nothing. If you're my supervisor, you know what I'm saying, you're supposed to tell me something, but he left early. You know what I'm saying? But he gonna get on my case about that, but then, you know what I'm saying, about how I'm not doing something, but he didn't tell me shit. You know what I'm saying? So I had to call the staffing agency, tell them what happened. Say, well, this is a situation or whatever. So the staffing agency had to call the people back, see what happened or whatever, investigate it, right? So they said, okay, we'll find something else, right? So, now, yes, I was still pregnant at this time, So day 2, walked out, you know what I'm saying, made a good effort, tried to do everything I could because I thought it was going to work, But didn't turn out. So, what I wanted to do, since I took the test, I wanted to get clarification, find out I was really pregnant. So, since I left early that day, then me and N1, we went to the hospital. And, they, I had to wait a long time at the hospital, like you got to do, But this went faster this particular time, I guess, you know what I'm saying, or whatever.
The stress from the tire blown out.
But I'm going to get to that, though. It's not at that point, though.
Oh, my bad.
But, so, what happened is that, so we went to the hospital, and we were sitting in this room. And, it's like, hospital room. Like one of the small ones and stuff. They don't have a bed or anything. It's just like cut a couple of chairs and a board and everything on her and stuff. This nurse comes in and says, well, this is the happiest room I've ever been in. And, I took a P test, right? And so what she said is that she's like, well, you are pregnant. You're very early along, And I asked her, well, how far along am I? And she said, well, you're about 5 weeks pregnant. You're barely pregnant. I'm like, how are you barely pregnant? You're either pregnant or you're not. you know. But she's like, all happy about me being pregnant. Me and Anwan, we were just distressed because we knew we couldn't have a baby. Not in our situation. You know what I'm saying? With the way jobs are for us and stuff like that, they can be there. Like I told you about this one job. I got let go from this assignment, you know what I'm saying? And I was pregnant. Okay. So, was confirmed I was pregnant. The lady was trying to make it all happy and everything. Oh, you're pregnant and stuff. Me and Anwan, we sitting there like this.
Do we look happy to you?
Yeah, but then she says, yeah, we was like this. And she was like, oh, this is the happiest we might have been in. I'm like, lady, you fucking lying. Like, we not happy. We thinking about the future of the child. Because we see stuff that's happening to black men, women, children. You know what I'm saying? Think about for the case of Trayvon Martin. Think about what happened to that boy who got killed for playing with a little toy gun in Ohio. He got killed by the police, right? Trayvon Martin. He got shot by somebody or whatever because he was wearing a hoodie. Okay? Think about all these cases where you see as black people, unarmed black people getting killed.
What about these women that's pregnant getting tased in the stomach and losing their babies? What about the black women that was getting tased everywhere by the police in their stomachs, losing babies and stuff like that? What about all the school shootings going around where it's killing all these black kids?
Yeah, I mean, so we were thinking about all this stuff that was going on, and a lot of people going to say, oh, well, y'all should just go ahead and have a baby anyway, and, just hope for the best. And that's what, people would think. They would think, oh, you're just going to have a baby, and God's going to make a way, and this and other. Well, I'll get there, okay? So, here's what happened. So, it ended up where I went a week without having any employment and stuff, and Thanksgiving, I celebrated Thanksgiving. And I didn't tell anybody in my family that I was pregnant. I didn't say anything at all. I was just me. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people said, why didn't you tell me you was pregnant? Because I'm like, well, I didn't feel comfortable saying anything like that. I knew people has these certain beliefs or thoughts or whatever, you know what I'm saying, about me being pregnant and stuff. And they'll say something because I'm not married. So they go want me to hurry up and get married because, because I have a baby, in my stomach or something like that or whatever. That's forming and stuff. They want to hurry up and push me down the aisle and stuff like that because I'm pregnant and stuff, and they're going to want me to do this stuff. Well, I'm not a Christian, so I don't do that.
There
Personally,
goes your support. You can't even have support. You can't even have support with. See, religion is terrible because you can't even have support when you need it.
So,
you can't even go to people.
So what happened was is that, yeah, I did celebrate Thanksgiving, ate with my family and stuff. Nobody knew I was pregnant. You know what I'm saying? We knew, but they didn't know. You know what I'm saying? And we were trying to figure out what we were going to do. Now, we are people who we think that it's okay and it is justified for a woman to have an abortion if she wants to. Because not everybody is going to have the means to support kids. I will tell you this statistic that I just read a couple of days ago. So it was this article about what happens every 60 seconds, okay? And in this article, they had a picture about a baby, and it was next to a clock, right, for 60 seconds, and that baby next to it. It said every minute there are 300,000 babies born. And what it said, the crazy thing about the statistic was it went into detail, and it said of those 300,000, 250,000 babies are born into poverty. So 50,000 are born in situations where the parents can afford them and everything, and 250,000, so that's what the hell is that, 80%. 80% of these babies are born into poverty. Poverty means that you can't keep the lights on, the gas on, you can't have no internet, you can't afford to keep gas in your car, you ain't got enough food, right? It means that you're trying to do the best you can, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to move up, but you can't, okay? This is what that means, all right? So, I mean, and to think that these babies had in poverty, to me, means 250,000 babies had in poverty means that the parents obviously don't give a damn. The women don't, neither do the men. They just had a baby any damn way. And maybe they do it because they hear from church, oh, a baby's a blessing. That's what they hear, okay? So, let's keep on going. So, after we leave in the hospital, found out I was pregnant, end up, the job went out. So, I had to wait a week or so. And then the staffing agency came back to me with a job. So it was supposed to be a job at this bank. That's in not a bank, credit union. This is St. Louis. And so I started the person that was at the staffing agency said, well, we know this would be great for you and stuff. Now, me, I was going back and forth in my mind, and talking to N1 about the fact that starting this job, and I knew that this job was not going to turn out. I just had this feeling inside that I knew that it was not going to turn out. It was not the best thing because I had scheduled a doctor's appointment because I was pregnant, and I scheduled it at Planned Parenthood because, at the hospital, they didn't give me an ultrasound. So I wanted to, see the baby and everything else, right? And so I scheduled this appointment. Now, by the time the staffing agency got back to me with this job at this credit union, I'd already set up this doctor's appointment. And I was hell bent on going because I'm like, well, I got to think about the life of my child and, its longevity and stuff. That's what I got to think about. You know what I'm saying? Bringing a child into this world. Bringing a child into this world means that you think about the situation that baby is going to come into. So you make sure they got enough food, enough clothes. The utilities are always going to be paid. The child's going to have toys. They're going to have everything. And you got to remember, you're going to be raising a child from the time they're born all the way up to 18 or 21 years or however long they're going to live with you. You know what I'm saying? There's no guarantee that the world's going to be a great place by the time the baby gets grown. You know what I'm saying? So what happened was that they found me this job, and I told them, I said, I told the lady, I said, well, I got this doctor's appointment on Monday. And I said, well, you think they're going to be okay with me missing that Monday and stuff like that or whatever. Because she said she wanted me to come in Friday for the first day of training, And I said, well, second day on Monday, I won't be able to be there. Is that okay? The lady staffing agency told me, she said, oh, yeah, that's fine. That's okay. We'll talk to him about it, arrange something. So I said, okay, I'll go ahead and start the job. And I'm starting the job because we need to keep things going in our apartment. We need to keep the lights on. We got to keep the gas on. We got to keep the internet on, right? We got to keep supporting ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because we live on our own. We ain't living with no parents. You know what I'm saying? So we got to keep ourselves being independent. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? So I accepted the job, and N1, he works, by the way, too. And so happened is I go to the training, the first day of training on a Friday. And then what happens is that went there, and I'll tell you, that first day of training, I knew I was pregnant. I knew I was pregnant because the fruit that I had like a couple of oranges, I had an apple and stuff, and stuff. And man, when I got there, I ate through that. Do you know what I'm saying? While I was just the beginning of it. Lunchtime came, and basically like while I was in training, I was fine at first, but then I started getting sick and queasy because I'm pregnant. So I guess, the baby that's forming or is forming, so because of it, it is eating the, the food and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I knew I was pregnant, but I was feeling sick. So, come lunchtime, I had to ask for like a aspirin or something from somebody in the class, you know what I'm saying, from the lady, And I'll tell you, the women in this class, all of the women that were in training, they all had kids, and they were all talking happy about their kids and stuff, but I was the only person who didn't have a kid. I was pregnant, but I ain't had no kid running around, you know what I'm saying? So, you might ask how far was I? I was probably 6 weeks, 6 or 7 weeks. Yeah, it's about 6 weeks is where I was at because I was starting to feel that I was pregnant and stuff or whatever and getting sick and stuff. So, yeah, I had some, I would say that it was like aspirin. I'm going to take ibuprofen for stuff, if I don't feel well. So what happened was that lunchtime came, took the ibuprofen, made it through the rest of the day, you know what I'm saying, at the job and stuff, at the credit union. And so I told the lady that was training the class, what I told her was, I said, hey, I'm not going to be able to be here on Monday when I was leaving. I said, I ain't going to be able to be here because I got a doctor's appointment and stuff. And I'm not going to be able to be here. And she's like, oh, okay, well, can you come after? I said, yeah, I will try to do that. Now, thing about is at Planned Parenthood, I've been there before. And with appointments, it can take all day for you to be seen. So I told the lady, I said, I'll try to come after, but I can't guarantee I'll be back. You know what I'm saying? But she's like, oh, okay, well, just keep me posted. That's what she said, right? All right, so Monday came, and I went, me and N1, we went to Planned Parenthood and stuff. I went through my appointment, They were consulting me about pregnancy and stuff or whatever, and this took like forever. I'll tell you, it took forever. Then I got to do the ultrasound and stuff. There was a whole bunch of people at the Planned Parenthood, and stuff. And so I waited a long time. Now some people gonna say, "Why'd you go to Planned Parenthood? Why would you do that? They do abortions and stuff." Well, I think it's justified for a woman to have an abortion if she wants to. She's not. It's not something where she has to have a baby. The woman controls whether or not she has the baby.
People also go to Planned Parenthood to get birth control options, to get vasectomies, and they also screenings. Cancer screenings. Like that's very fucking important.
Yeah, so for people who can,
And at least it's faster than a motherfucking hospital waiting, God Lord, 6 hours.
Yeah, or 8 hours. And one's at the point with the hospital where he counts the people, and that's how many hours it's gonna take for us to be seen. So, he would know because he got injured on a job that he had, and it was something where it was the employer's fault that the injury happened to him. And, they picked him up in the ambulance, he went to the hospital, and he got out the ambulance. You know what they did? Even though he got injured, you know what they did? They took him out of the ambulance and stuck him right in the ER waiting room. And he just had to wait. Like it wasn't a tragic thing or whatever going on and stuff. And it's supposed to be, workman's comp, right? Because he got injured. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to go much into that because, things still developing from that. Still, trying to figure things out from that, legally. So he would know about waiting. I know about waiting in the hospital. There's been times I've been sick and I've had to wait a long ass time in the hospital. That's the problem. You got to wait hours. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'll tell you more about that. So, trying to think where I was. So, Planned Parenthood. So, got to see the ultrasound. I wanted N1 to be there because he, is the father's child, that's forming. So, he deserves to be able to see the ultrasound of the baby. You know what I'm saying? Lady had to look around and stuff, but she finally found it. And it said that, I was like, I think it was like 7 weeks pregnant or something like that. That's what it said. And so, he got to see the ultrasound. I saw it and stuff. It was too young to hear the heartbeat. Okay, so at least I had got the picture. And so, what happened was that after that, I came back to. I was supposed to be going to work on Tuesday. Here's what happened to me on Tuesday after, after the Planned Parenthood, doctor visits and stuff, and they went through. So, what happened was that Tuesday I was getting up, I got all dressed to go to the second day of training. I'm saying it's to be third day of training, and I went outside, and I realized that I didn't have any gas in the car, so I went to go and do that. Since I was running early, and I'd be able to get there, but I had to stop at the gas station. So I go, get in the car, drive, and the gas station is maybe 5 minutes away. So I go and drive there, and then I decide to go down this hill street or whatever that you keep going, and the gas station's right there. So on my way doing that, what happens is that my tire blew out. Okay, went flat. So I'm stuck on the side of the road. I can see the damn gas station. Okay, see it. And and I'm gonna tell you, it was fucking cold outside. It was freezing outside. Okay? It was fucking freezing. It was cold. I'm a pregnant woman trying to go to work. Tire fucking blows out. Okay? Now here's something I'll ask people. Okay, if where was Jesus when that happened to me? My tire blew out. I was trying to call, I called N1. I called, my dad, called my brother. My brother wasn't able to be reached. You know what I'm saying? So I called my dad and I called N1. N1 came, to where I was. You know what I'm saying? Came on, he would manage to come down there or whatever. Did you walk down there or did you, I think he jogged down there. He jogged down there or whatever, right?
I was sprinting. I was sprinting as fast as I could, but the air was killing my lungs. It was too
cold. Yeah, it was that air was really cold. It was fucking, almost felt negative damn near. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in the car or whatever, and I'm waiting on N1 and my dad and whatever, and I made sure to call the lady and tell her, hey, I'm going to be a little late for work because I have to get another tire put on my car because it blew out and stuff. And so at first the lady was fine, right? You know, at the credit union. First she was fine. You know what I'm saying? But then I get, you know, I get word like 10 or so minutes later, just before anyone, my dad came, you know, because I was talking to my dad too. And my dad's like, you know, I really don't want you to lose this job. You know, I really don't want you to lose this job because, you know, you just got it and stuff. And you know the fucked up thing that happened? What happened was I got the staffing agency to call me like at 9 o'clock in the morning. And they told me, and meanwhile, I'm still cold and freezing and everything like that, walking around the car trying to see how bad the flat is or whatever. And, you know, freezing in my car because I ain't got no gas, so I don't want to turn the heat on because, you know, it's a little bit of gas I got left. I'm damn near on heat, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to do that. So I'm sitting there shivering and shit, pregnant, mind you, stressed out, whatever, trying to make the best of a bad fucking situation. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, thing is that Jesus didn't show up. You know, nobody really showed up for me and stuff. I had to call people I knew. You know what I'm saying? People would say have faith. What the fuck is having faith if you a pregnant woman, you out there freezing and shit, and your tire fucking blows out of nowhere? No, what should have happened is that I should have been able to safely go to work and come back, and then maybe the flat would have happened while I was like driving, coming home. You know what I'm saying? Maybe like when I just pulled in, the flat went down. You know what I'm saying? But that didn't happen. But so I get a message from a call from lady at the staffing agency because I'd already told the lady to credit union, right? I already told her about 8:04 what happened. 9 o'clock I get a message from, not a message, a call from the lady staffing agency. She said, well, you didn't show up to work, you know, and stuff like that. We got word that you didn't show up to work, whatever. You know, they want to let you go and stuff like that because, you know, they didn't hear from you, whatever. I told the lady, I said, well, I already called this lady. I already called her and told her the situation, what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I already spoke about that I'll be there and stuff. Well, you know, they want to replace you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. So I was like, what? I'm trying to make it to work. I got up early. All I gotta do is replace the tire and get some gas. That's it. And I'll be there. Right? But they want to fucking replace me. Now, I'm a black chick, okay? So I'm not unaccustomed to things happening to me and stuff. I'm not you know, I'm not the type of person who just, you know, thinks all good's with the world because I know. Because this is one experience that happened while I was pregnant, okay? I've had other experiences of shit happening with my car and shit like that. Me not being able to keep jobs and stuff, even though I work my ass off, okay? So this is stuff that happens to me, okay? So much to the point I just kind of expect it, you know? So, and one of my dad come or whatever, and the crazy thing, my dad said he didn't want me to lose the job. What happened? They wanted, you know, they basically fired me. Okay? I didn't tell my dad because I didn't want my dad to be let down about what happened. I didn't want him to know. You know what I'm saying? Because I want him to think I'm still doing good, everything's going okay. That's what I wanted, you know, him to think, and that things are going to be okay. And a lady from another staffing agency called me and said, a different one said, oh, well, we got an opportunity for you. So I thought, oh, it's going to be great. That thing didn't turn out later on down the road. It didn't go nowhere. It wasn't a job, okay? You know, a lot of times, you know, good things just supposedly happen, but then they'll bottle out and nothing good comes from it. You know what I'm saying? There's always some bullshit that happens when it comes to me. So, what happened was that, N1 comes first. N1's trying to work on his tire, see what he can do and stuff, you know, to see how bad it is. Then my dad pulls up, you know, and, so, you know, they showed up and stuff, and my dad, and N1 got it on a donut and stuff like that or whatever, you know, and they got it on the donut, and I think we had to drive back here, right? I believe we had to drive the car back here because this was parked in front of these people's house. You know what I'm saying? Now I'll tell you something. Before they even came, I saw this white couple, this white lady, this white guy and stuff, and they had this baby and stuff. First it was the white woman. She came out and she got in the car, nice new car and everything, and she goes to work, right? So all's good going with her, okay, and stuff. And she saw I was in the flat, so she didn't say anything. You know, she was just, you know, just noticed what happened and stuff, right? So she didn't really make a big deal about it. Her husband comes out later, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm still waiting on one of my dad. And he has a baby, and they get, you know, he puts the the baby into the back of another new car that they got. So they got 2 cars and they got a house. And they got the baby, right? So they got all good going with the world. But here I am seeing the bad end of the shit where my tire blew out, I'm pregnant, I'm freezing, there's no gas in my car, and I'm waiting for, my dad and N1 to come, right? So, it's like they said, the tale of 2 cities. You see the good and the fucking bad, okay? But these white people say the good. But I'm black and I'm saying the bad. You know what I'm saying? And the funniest thing is I'm pregnant, but they already got a baby. But they doing good. I'm doing bad. You know what I'm saying? Weird how that happens, right? So I'm kind of contradicting about that shit. But, I'm going to keep going. So they come. My dad got the car on a donut. And I don't think I told anyone that. It's probably why he feels the way he does. So they put the car on the donut, and I drove the car back to the house, our apartment. And so we leave the car parked outside. We get in the car, my dad go get a tire or whatever, and they had to go to like this junkyard to go get a tire and stuff. And this was basically money that we really didn't have. You know what I'm saying? We don't have credit cards. Okay, so my dad paid for a little bit, and whatever money NY had, he used that. You know what I'm saying, to get the flat, and then have somebody mounted on the rim of the old tire that blew out and stuff like that, so that the tire would be better. You know what I'm saying? So I have a new tire on the rim rather than the old messed up one that blew out. Okay, so yeah, I got the tire back on the car, but at the end of the day, the job was lost. I tried, nothing happened. Right? Now, if all is supposed to be good in the world and Jesus is supposed to be there to help you and save you and stuff, well, God's supposed to be there to help you and save you, the God the Bible is supposed to be, then why did I go through that? Right? Because babies are supposed to be, a blessing from God and this and other. So surely you're supposed to have this blessing, where good things happen to you. So I should have been able to keep the other job, right? Have everybody treat me well and everything, right? And this other job, that I ended up getting, I should have been able to have the people treat me well or whatever. Right? Okay, that didn't happen because I got fired. All right. So, so this other lady said she had a job for me. This other agency. Nothing came from that. All right. So I will tell you guys what happened. So, it's about, I had to wait a week. And then here's what happened on December the 15th. Actually, here's what happened. Before December the 15th, what happened is that I thought it was normal during pregnancy for you to spot, and so spotting means you have blood that comes out or whatever, and I thought it was normal. At first it started off light, but then then I started noticing it was like red blood or whatever, but it was a little bit, right? So here comes December the 15th, okay? And what happened was that I was at home, I was making a YouTube video, and I noticed that I started off being full of energy like I am, in the morning. And I was fine. And I made a couple of videos. But then I noticed as I made these different videos, I got like more and more tired. And I was yawning in my videos and stuff. And I didn't understand what was going on. And because I had been spotting, what I had was a pad on, like a sanitary napkin or pads that, you have during the period. So I had that on. And what happened was that I noticed that I was real tired and stuff, so I decided to go and lay down. And I had this damn headache too, what's going on. So I go lay down, and it was like 3 o'clock when I went to go lay down. So I go lay down and stuff, and I had this damn headache, and I was like, man, this headache, what's going on, And it took forever for me to get to sleep. Damn near, I think it was like 15 or 20 minutes for me to fall asleep. So I woke up and I felt the pad was like it would be one period for a woman where it's like blood in it. And I got up and I was like, why is this pad got blood in it? What's going on? It's like a heavy amount of blood in it. It's like, what's going on? It's like period blood. So I go on the internet. I'm start looking up stuff, and they're saying, oh, spotting is normal, this and other. But if you have a heavy amount of blood, then that's a problem. You need to go to the hospital or whatever. So I got freaked out. You know what I'm saying? It's about 5 when I woke up, and I was looking all this stuff up or whatever. I was looking it up. And I was like, okay, I got to go to the hospital. So N1 was going to be getting home about 6. So I called A1 and told him what was going on. I said, A1, hey, I'm bleeding. So I think we're going to have to go to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? And, all the while, here I'm worried about, I'm sitting here worried about what's going on with the baby. I don't know what's happening. I'm pregnant, bleeding. I don't know what's happening, So he doesn't wait till 6 o'clock. He comes on early. You know what I'm saying? Because he told his boss about the situation, about me bleeding and stuff. And so he came home a bit earlier. And then 6, like maybe 10 minutes before. And so we, got home and we got some snacks and everything. And then we went to the hospital. It was cold. Okay. We could not find a parking spot on the lot at the hospital. We could not find it. Everybody was there. So we had to park on the off street, okay? And then we had to walk up to the hospital. Walked to the hospital. I was joking about, man, it can't be this many people sick. Walked into the waiting room. All the seats in the waiting room. What the hell was there, like 50 or 60 damn seats in the waiting room or some shit? More. And they were all filled. Full waiting room damn near. Okay? There was like 2 more chairs left. So me and one sat down. And on the TV, we saw this stuff about some exorcism that was being done on TV, because on this TV program and stuff. And I was like, hey, you believe this shit? They doing an exorcism and stuff is said in the Bible. It's like, it can't be true. So we sit down, and I'm going to tell you. So it took about 2 hours for me to get called. You know what I'm saying? After I was there. Because at first, when I got there and went up to the desk, I was like, should I be here? Should I be here? I don't want to wait a long fucking time because all these damn people. But we decided to stay, and I was like, well, you should stay and see what's going on. So then, 2 hours go by. Okay, after I got there, finally called me into the room where the nurse is, where they do triage and shit. So happened was that I go into the room where the nurse is, and I tell her, I'm like, I'm bleeding. I don't know what's going on. I'm like, I'm pregnant, I'm bleeding and stuff. Now the fact that I had to wait 2 hours just to go into the triage is ridiculous because I'm bleeding. I'm losing blood, right?
When she got up, I saw a pile of blood.
Yeah, on my coat.
On her coat when she got up. So.
Yeah.
I mean, at the time then, it was a small pile of blood. Go ahead and explain.
So I went into the nurse's triage area and stuff, and I was like, telling her I'm bleeding, whatever and stuff. And I'm like, I'm pregnant. What's going on? What could be happening and stuff? And she's like, okay, well, they go through the regular test. It says have your, put the thing around your arm and squeeze the damn thing or whatever, take your blood pressure or whatever, get your pulse and shit, and stuff. And, then she tells me, oh, well, we're going to have to take some blood from you. So I'm thinking, oh, she's just going to do that little stick, you prick and take it out, you know what I'm saying? Just to, take a little bit of blood. But then what happened is this lady ended up putting a fucking strap around my arm, like to put in like an IV in my arm. I'm like, what the hell she put in like an IV thing? And then at the end of it, it's like where you can put the thing for blood, like a container, a vial for blood. Yeah. So she put it. She's like, okay, this isn't gonna hurt. So she, so the IV thing is right here. She put the needle in my arm and stuff. And I didn't want to look because I don't like looking at needles going in my arm and shit. So because when you go to the doctor, it's scary. You don't like feeling. You see pain, you think it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. So she put the needle in to my arm and drew out some blood or whatever and stuff. And there was a needle with the IV or whatever the hell, I guess, or whatever. And then she took the needle out, and then it was something where when you put the vial into the whatever the thing is where they're taking the blood out from the IV thing, then it just lets the blood run out or whatever into the vial easy. So, I was kind of confused about what's going on. This lady took not one vial. This lady took 3 fucking vials of blood while I was in the triage area. Okay? And then I'm like, well, what's going on? I'm worried about my baby. You kidding me? I'm sitting here worried. And I'll tell you, when she stuck me with the damn needle for the IV, I felt pain in my vaginal area. Down where the womb should be at, I felt pain down there. Like there's something wrong. So I'm freaking out about, my baby's okay or whatever. I'm trying to find out what's going on. I'm like, well, surely they should be doing some damn thing because I'm pregnant. You know what I'm saying? And I was in a Christian hospital. Okay? I was in a Christian facility. So surely people who profess that babies or get from God and this and other. So they should have been. I shouldn't have been going to triage area. I should have been going back to a room. But of course I didn't. So they sent me right back out to the waiting room. And then I sit down, and then I'm going in periods where I'm like,
She getting
I'm
cold.
bleeding.
Like I'm holding her hand and rubbing her forearms and her hands the whole time, and she's getting colder and colder by the hours. And I said, please go tell them you're getting colder.
And yeah, I'm bleeding and stuff.
Still
bleeding.
She went to go to the bathroom. There was a puddle of blood.
Yeah,
and then she came back, and then when she finally, then I told her.
We'll go ahead.
And then I told her, she came back. We waited some more hours.
Yeah, and I went up to tell the people that.
And then
I was pregnant.
Yeah, when she went up to tell them that, she's up there. I'm looking, see what's wrong, and the puddle of blood is like, it's like that big now. It's more and more and more.
Yeah, as the hours go by, I'm bleeding more and more and shit. So,
in a Christian hospital.
Yeah, in a Christian facility, it's supposed to be about life and Jesus, Christianity.
And the baby's a gift from God, and they know she's pregnant. They know it. She already told them that.
Yeah, and they had been in the hospital to confirm that I was pregnant. When I said I found out I was pregnant, that was the hospital I went to. So, what happened was that I went up there to tell them I was like bleeding, I'm getting cold and stuff, and they're like, okay, let's take it. They went to do my blood pressure, and they found out that my blood pressure had dropped by a few points and stuff, and they was like, oh, well, your blood pressure's dropped, but you should be okay, whatever. You can continue to wait or whatever. Now I'll tell you what the horrifying shit was that when we was in our waiting room, there was another girl. What happened to that girl with the whole blood thing? What happened to her? They were sitting
her arm just started bleeding all over the fucking place. All down her arm, it just started.
Yeah, her IV, it was a bunch of blood came out and stuff, and she said, "Excuse me," came up to the desk, and she was blood coming out of her arm and stuff. And I'm like, damn, they don't give a fuck about people, because this chick, her IV blood came out of her arm and stuff, and they didn't give a damn. But as long as she was waiting and stuff, she should have been back in the room. But still, nothing's moving. No people getting seen. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's getting seen at all.
This is a Christian hospital. Ain't Jesus supposed to be having his Holy Spirit moving around, touching people, helping people out?
Yeah. But, and I had a friend that was there, last in a while. She was there and she was sick, and she had been there since 4 o'clock. And we going on about, 8? We going about maybe 8 or 9. You know what I'm saying? Because we got her 6. It's like, I don't know what the hell time we finally went back.
I don't know. It was like,
it was 11?
I think it was like 12 or something.
It was like 11 or 12 when they finally got a room back there for me to go back to. So I'll tell you what happened. So I go back. They give me a room. I sit there or whatever. They had this hospital bed and stuff. And they got the TV and everything in there and stuff, and the cabinets and all that stuff. A real hospital room. So. And I was sitting in the chair. So the lady's like, okay, well, you can change into this hospital gown. And I said, okay. You know what I'm saying? But I knew that I had the bloody pad and stuff. I'm like, well, I don't know if I'm supposed to do this bloody pad or whatever. She's like, oh, just take it off, whatever. So I go to take off my pants. What happened when I took off my pants is that the pad was full of blood. Okay. And I'm surprised the pad was able to feel that, because I had an overnight pad on. So I guess that's why I was able to keep, stay, whatever. Now, while I was in the waiting room, I didn't know that I was passing clots or blood clots or whatever and stuff, and we'll show you what it looks like. But, so I took off my pad, and then right when I took it off, something fell out.
That was
on my vagina.
That was the most.
Something bloody had fell out. Yeah, something bloody had fell out. Had fell out of my vaginal area. Something that fell out, and it was all bloody and everything. And I was like, what is that? And I was like, damn, they're screaming and everything else, screaming my head off, like, what's going on? Because I'm pregnant, I'm bleeding and everything and stuff. And lady's like, oh, it's okay, And so it was something. She said, oh, just leave it there or whatever. And so if somebody had bled a lot, people can only lose so much blood before they die, right? So I had been losing blood for like 5 or 6 hours. So, and I'll tell you, I'm actually somebody who I'm, you know, at times I could be anemic, meaning that it's not good for me to lose a lot of blood. You know what I'm saying? Because that's basically my life force of blood leaving out of my body to the point where I could be dying. And I'm getting colder and colder and colder because, you know, if you after you lose so much blood, your body temperature goes down, your blood pressure drops, and different stuff like that. And I'm pregnant, fine, right? But I'm worried about more about the babies, you know, than I am about myself. So thing dropped out, it's bloody and stuff, and I changed into the gown, and then the thing was is that I accidentally stepped into my pad, and I had blood on my foot, you know, on my feet, and I was walking, and I had blood on my feet, my own physical blood, the blood that I'm a pregnant woman losing all this blood, you know, and I stepped in my own blood, and it was so much blood that, and so thick that it got on my pants legs too. I had on black pants, and it got on my pants legs. You know, so much blood, and he's past his class and stuff. And so, you know, the lady left or whatever, and I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? I'm in this hospital, nobody's answering any questions, nobody's concerned or whatever. But for those of you who don't really know what was happening is a miscarriage. This was something where my body could not deal with all the stuff that had happened. Me being gone off on by the dude, the car blowing out, me losing a job, the other job, and stuff like that, despite whatever the hell I did. Where was Jesus?
I mean, ain't God supposed to be faster than the baby, protecting the baby the
Right.
whole time? Ain't he supposed to be doing that? It's supposed to be a gift from him. Ain't he supposed to be putting a soul into the baby? Now, I got something to read after this about that.
So what happened is that I'm still bleeding. You know what I'm saying? And they had me put on this pad or whatever, this pad to suck up the blood that's still bleeding and stuff. And, you know, the experience is like, you know, they ended up doing like an ultrasound and stuff, you know. And what had happened when they finally did the ultrasound, like before they did the ultrasound, the lady told me to go to the bathroom. So when I went in the bathroom for the ultrasound, you know, before she went and looked in to see what was going on with regards to the baby or whatever, I went to the bathroom. I had to go pee. And pee, and then what happened is something else came out. It was some tissue like stuff came out, you know. And I was like, and I saw that it fell out. And I knew what that was. The thing that fell out was basically the body of the baby that was forming, and it was a piece of it. The other part was a piece of it too. And to confirm that that was in fact the baby that it fell out, I got the ultrasound. I told the lady, well, something came out or whatever. She's like, oh, just leave it over there or something. And I put it in some tissue and I put it in my coat. And I looked at that part of that tissue and I knew that tissue was the baby I was carrying. I'm not shitting you. I'm not fucking joking. I'm not saying anything of the sort because I'm on a serious motherfucking face right now. That I knew looking at it that was the baby that came out. That was the final piece of it that came out. To confirm it, the lady did the ultrasound. She looked at, it was like 30-minute ultrasound where she had to use the stick thing and go up and stuff, and it was very painful and stuff to do the ultrasound. And she found that there was nothing left. It was clean. The thing that I just lost was the baby. The blood that I was bleeding was my baby's blood. That was my baby's blood. You understand? That was my baby's body that fucking fell the fuck out in a Christian fucking hospital where people are supposed to fucking care, right? Where the fuck is your Jesus at when I'm sitting here bleeding and shit? The thing is that what I found out later from his mom is that losing too much blood, I could have fucking died. So where the fuck is your Jesus? Where the fuck is your Christianity at? Where's it at? Where the people at the hospital are supposed to care about babies and shit? Where the fuck is that? Nowhere, right? It's no fucking where. You know, I just had somebody on Facebook fucking unfriend me because I put them on fucking blast when I said something about what the fuck they follow. You know, about women not speaking in church. Right? and told her the truth about it. But she wanted, oh, well, just want to be fucking closed-minded, right? And I said, okay, fine. She unfriended me and shit and said, God bless. Bitch, you be blessed. Okay? You fucking be blessed. Right? Now, people will ask me, after I went through this miscarriage, well, what did you do? Why didn't you tell your family? Why didn't you this and that? What support was I gonna have? What fucking support was I gonna have? I'm sitting here bleeding and shit, and these people at the desk didn't give a fuck. They didn't give a damn. It's a Christian fucking hospital. I was a mother, damn it. I was a fucking mother carrying a baby. You understand? But, people go in church going, oh, well, God moves in mysterious ways. Things happen and shit. Fuck you. All right? So, okay? I don't give a fuck what you gonna tell me about me being in a Christian hospital, me being pregnant and stuff, them professing they love babies and all this other kind of shit, and I miscarried, and if I would have got, if they would have gotten me sooner, I may not have lost the baby. Right? But, guess what? I did. Right? I could have lost my life as well as it lost its. You understand? So there'd be two of us dead. But, so many people walk around with this Jesus shit, this Christianity shit, trying to fucking justify shit. They trying to justify it. They don't know what the fuck they following, what it means, nothing. They have no fucking idea what the fuck they following. You following a guy in the Bible who kills millions of people, who's sitting here going have 43 children fucking mauled to death by 2 fucking bears because the kids called a preacher baldy. You know what I'm saying? You got people who on fucking social media and they Christians ain't fucking supposed to be there. Why? Because they're not supposed to be there, because it says in the Bible you're not supposed to associate with, idolaters, drunkards, any person of sin. But guess what's on Facebook? A bunch of fucking sin. So you got a lot of Christians going fucking cloak and dagger on Facebook, putting up this image, trying to make themselves seem holier than thou. Right? Like the girl who unfriended me. She's trying to make her ass seem holier than thou. But the fact is she hasn't been hurt by it. It ain't got to her ass yet. But, it'll get to her. I ain't got to do nothing. The God of the Bible will do it for her. Look at all the people in the Bible. That's the reason why people don't want to open up the damn book. Because they too scared about it and they fearing God and shit like that. But they going to church and giving their money because they think they're doing something. Right? So, I miscarried. I didn't tell my family because, you know what I'm saying, I knew it was a period of, after I left the hospital, I got, actually, I forgot, that I had pictures that I took that I said was graphic of what happened. So you guys can know I'm not bullshitting you about the supposed, Christian hospital. So yeah, I'm not bullshitting you. I think I have to take let me turn the thing down so you guys can see, because our camera's kind of crazy. So he's going to show you the pictures of what it looked like. Can you see? Okay, so if you can see that bloody thing. So you see that bloody whatever? Hold it up, honey, so they can see it.
Hold on.
Oh wow, that's dark. So this is what came out. You see that bloody pool right there that's in that cup or whatever? That's a part of the fetus. That's a blood clot and part of the fetus that came out of my body after I took the pad off or whatever, which they put into a cup or whatever. And Anwan and I, Anwan videoed it. You know what I'm saying? See that? That's a part of a baby in blood. Okay? So I'm not fucking shitting your ass about any of you Christians. I'm not fucking shitting you about the fact of what I went through. I'm not shitting you. Okay? About what happened. You see that track on the floor? That's blood. There's blood on the floor. There's that was on the floor. That's a clot. That's another clot that came out. Okay? Look at that bloody ass fucking pad on the floor. That's my fucking pad on the floor of me fucking bleeding. You understand? And they got this on the floor and everything. You see that shit? You see that? And people want to say they Christians and they want to say, oh, well, this and that other, and God will bless you and this shit, right? That's what they want to say. Okay? Now, I understand it's a little dark, but I just wanted to show y'all, you know what I'm saying? That's the blood clot and the fetus that came out of part of the baby's body, okay? That came out of my body. This is the blood clot that was on there. This is what I meant by saying it's graphic. Sometimes with people, you gotta show some fucking grotesque ass pictures. Sometimes you gotta show shit. You saw my pad that was full of blood that I was basically sitting there in, bleeding, getting colder and colder by the minute. And so, you know, I mean, I'm not shitting. This what happened. You know what I'm saying? I think, I don't know if I got any pictures, but that I took on my phone. But I'm gonna take it one step fucking better and see if I actually still got the motherfucking pictures. I'm gonna take it one step fucking better and see, because, you know, and I don't know if I don't think I have them any. I don't think I probably don't have them anymore, because I think I took them off because I was sharing. I think I was sharing with somebody. So hold on, let me see if I got it. Okay, so let me see. So hold on, let me see. So let me see if I can turn it up a little bit so you can see it. No, stupid piece of shit. So, I don't know if you can see it really. Let me turn it down a little bit so I can. So on the floor, there's my shoe. If you can make it out, there's some blood on the floor that I had stepped on. When I stepped out the bed, I got blood. There's some blood right there on the floor, right there. There's my shoe right there. And there's a little bit more blood right here on the floor. So basically, I stepped in my own blood, essentially, with my own feet. Now, if you can look at my pants, if you see that brown shit right here on my clothes, that's not dirt. That's blood. That's blood that was so thick on my pants to show how much that I was bleeding. Okay. So I showed proof, pictures, something that a lot of Christians don't want to show, don't want to see. But sometimes you got to see the fucking pictures in order for you to really realize what the fuck's really up. Okay. So, you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is something. And after I came home, then what happened was that after I came home, I was pretty weak and stuff like that. So they gave me a shot, a rhodium shot, because I'm a negative blood type. And so after I came home, I got sick. And I got this cold out of nowhere. And I'm not the type of person to get sick. Not even from shots. You know, I'm not even that type of person. So, you know, I don't know what happened in the hospital, but I think they did something. Gave me something. I don't know what the fuck it was. They said it was a shot to help me, but I don't think it was, because I ended up getting sick right after that. Feeling like shit for the next couple days. I was still bleeding and stuff like that.
They tried to take more blood out of her, 4 vials of blood, but
during the visit.
Yeah, her body refused to give them more blood. Like it stopped giving blood.
Yeah, so that means by the time your body holds on to blood while you're in the hospital, after I gave 3 vials, and they told me to get the other vials of blood, they said, oh, well, that got old. We're going to need some more vials of blood.
I bet it did get old after fucking 4 damn hours.
Before, it was like 5 or 6 hours, yeah.
We was there for 2 hours. After the first 2 hours, they took your blood. We was there for another 4 hours, and we finally got seen.
Yeah.
You finally got seen.
Well, we didn't leave, we didn't leave until...
Till 1.
Well, yeah, we didn't leave till 4.
What?
We didn't leave till 4 in the morning, because I remember looking at the clock, and it was like 4 in the fucking morning by the time I left the hospital. So we was there from 6 in the afternoon all the way to 4 in the morning.
Oh shit, was so sad.
Okay, and N1 doesn't like to see blood, because to him, if he sees blood, it means somebody's hurting, is something really bad. And so. A lot of people in my family, they may not have known that I miscarried. I didn't tell a lot of people or anything about it. But this is basically sealed the deal for me about Christianity. with the whole thing about them not caring about the kid, not caring about me as the mother. You know what I'm saying? While I was sitting there at the hospital, I was aghast as to the fact that they had me sit so damn long. It's like they want you to kill them and die or something, in the waiting room. I hadn't heard from people that in hospitals, you got people who got bullet wounds and they still sitting out ER and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so, as a mother, I think it was ridiculous. And I miscarried and stuff. And I told you this happened on December 15th. Now, this is something that happened. What's the holiday that comes in December? Christmas, right? Where they celebrate Jesus' birth and all that shit, right? Well, I just miscarried a week before Jesus' birth, right? So if it was supposed to be a holy damn month, why did I miscarry in that month? Not a lot of people gonna have an answer for that, okay? But anyone does have something he's going to share with you about Christianity, about what people are going to try to say to justify it or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so says a lot of people like to give their own interpretation of what God is, and they say that God is the creator of all. Everything in the universe, existence, God created us, and you have to look at reality, look at facts. We know that we all come from our mother. Our mother and father came together to create us and gave birth to us. Nowhere in this process can we prove there is a third party involved as far as our creation. When you start to put it in terms of the Bible and of religion, and this God creating us, it doesn't fit with what we see in reality. So, example, when you have a mother carry a baby for 9 months, and that baby dies before it is born, it dies 3 days after it's born, it makes you think, what is the point? What is the purpose of that? And a lot of Christian pastors and church people will say sick and disrespectful and heartless things like God did this to the woman to give her some kind of trial or tribulation or something for her to go through, because this is sick and crazy to treat a woman or mother to be like this. Okay? Because when you think of this God being a rational, understanding God, why would you go through all of this to create a baby that you are not going to allow to survive 3 days after birth or not even be born in her case? So it doesn't fit that you have this all-knowing, all-loving, seeing, caring God that will do such a thing as far as create a life, put it into a woman, for it to not even happen, just to have the baby die just before it reaches a week old. The Christians, pastors, the church says you can't comprehend what God does. God works in mysterious ways. But this sounds like something to every other logical, rational person that is crazy and psychopathic. Only got a little bit left. And at the same time, if a man impregnates a woman and he murders that woman or does something to the woman to cause the baby to die, he is thrown in jail, because by the logic of the court system that is supposed to be put in place by God and is supposed to be following the laws of the Bible, by the logic of the court system, what he did was wrong. Nobody is going to say that God made that man kill the baby. God made that man do something to the woman because God works in mysterious ways. People are going to look at him as crazy and psychopathic person. Yet, when a baby dies suddenly and there is nobody to place the blame at but God, her case, the person who supposedly put it there, the person who is supposed to be responsible for the life and deaths of the people on this planet. A lot of Christians, pastors, and churches say God is the reason why you live, He is the reason why you die, and your time is on God's time. So we can subscribe everything that happens to this God. A baby being killed in any capacity, supposed to go back to God. In any case, supposed to go back to God. In any case, God's supposed to know all, so why would He allow this woman to be impregnated, knowing the man will kill the baby before it's born, or kill her and the baby before it's born? So it just doesn't fit as far as believing or having this all-knowing, all-seeing God that is supposed to be creating people on our planet. I mean, I guess I'm going to read these last two parts, and then that's going to be it for me. So when you start to understand the woman's body, how a baby develops, and everything that happens, we understand that you would not be here if it was not for your mother, period. This is one of the reasons the ancient Egyptians worshipped the black woman as God, because they knew without her, you could not come into this world, nor could you survive. Wasn't no Similac back then. Without our mother's teat, boobs, breasts, you could not survive. You could not nourish yourself or sustain yourself without your mother. They say Yahweh is a sustainer, but what you gonna sustain? With what? You don't have breasts. You can't sustain anything. If the woman don't put that breast in your mouth, you'll die. And that's which one of them deities is gonna actually provide you with anything? It's gonna be the
Yeah, if
woman.
they're men, yeah.
Your mother is the reason why you are here. Your mother is God, plain and simple. And this is exactly what the Bible is telling you. When you read it, first of all, you have to understand as far as Genesis, Adam and Eve, and understanding about the creation, understanding that Adam is the atom, because you could not be here, male or female, if not for your mother. There is no way in the world you can get a male without a woman. We know damn well a man is not going to give birth to a female, and that you can't pull a female out of a man's rib. The reference of the rib is clearly talking about the atom bringing into existence all things. Everything that we see in the physical world, this is a proven fact. I know people don't like science or physics, but you will not have a phone to talk to anyone with, or a computer to work on, or do homework on without science or physics. So that's proof positive that science is real and that it exists, and we can find truth in it. There is nothing we can find that proves we was just put here from some God. So the Adam creating all things created the woman, Eve, which Eve means before, like Christmas Eve before Christmas, and New Year's Eve before New Year's. Eve is always first, like which came first, the mother of the egg, the hen or the egg. So a woman was created before the man, is what the Bible's trying to tell you. So you have Adam bringing forth the woman Eve, and it's giving you the parable about Eve, meaning Eve is before man. And when you understand that, it makes a lot of more sense than you believing that some guy created a woman from a man's rib, and man himself could not exist without a woman. But everyone's so caught up in this magical fairy tale world where all things are possible and stuff that defies logic can exist when you're in the fairy tale world of the Bible, where a man can exist before a woman and a woman can be magically made from his rib. This is why we can't talk common sense with religious people, because they believe such things. So in understanding that all things are made of Adam and that all things is made of atoms, it's giving you the whole parable that the woman came before the man because of the Adam. Now, this is the last part. I'm reading this last part, and this is gonna be about her and the woman and what quickening is and things like that. A bit sad because hearing this stuff. But, so now open your Bible to 1 Corinthians 15. Chapter 15, verse 45 through 49, it says, 45, and so it is written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul. The last Adam was made a quickening spirit. 46, howbeit that was not first which is spiritual, but that which is natural, and after that which is spiritual. 47, the first man is of the earth, earthly. The second man is the Lord from heaven. 48, and as is the earthly, such are they also that are earthly, and as is the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly. 49, and as we have borne the image of the earthly, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly. So it's saying here, giving it to you, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul. The last Adam was made a quickening spirit. Now you have to pay attention to the way it's worded. The first man, Adam, was made a living soul. When was Adam made a living soul? Where in the Bible does it say that Adam, the man Adam, was turned into a living soul? Obviously, it's talking about the atom. The atom was made a living soul. Your soul, your spirit, your energy is a living soul. Your body is the vessel for your living soul. You are one and the same. So when it's saying clearly that the Adam was made into a living soul, the second Adam was made into a quickening spirit. A lot of people seem to think quickening has to do with fast or speedy. So if we look in the dictionary, quickening in pregnancy terms, her, okay, and any other pregnant woman. Quickening is the movement in pregnancy when the pregnant woman starts to feel or perceive fetal movements in the uterus. So once all the atoms come together to create all the elements to create the physical matter, which is you, which would have been the baby, the last atom is there creating the last component to make you. You are now formed in your mother's womb. The quickening spirit, your mother can start to feel fetal movements because it is you. You are made and complete. you are now a fetus. It is giving you clearly in the Bible. So there you go.
What do you feel as what do you feel like as being, you know, the father of this child? I mean, what are your thoughts on the thing where, you know, Christian people would say about, you know, what happened? What do you feel like about that? Because a lot of times in our videos, you know, we laugh and we're, you know, we try to be upbeat and stuff like that, but this is a very serious thing. And a lot of women go through miscarriages and stuff like that. And it is something really happens. It happened to me. A lot of people in my family don't know. A lot of friends don't know. You know, and when I told somebody that was outside my family that I miscarried, they were immediately sad or and stuff like that or whatever, because they understood. I guess they went through a miscarriage and stuff. But a miscarriage is not something that you want to go through. It is something that it breaks your heart and stuff. And, you know, I think that there's, you know, nobody should go through a miscarriage, you know, and going through what I did. You know, I don't wish it on anybody, you know. I want people to be able to have kids in a healthy manner, but because I miscarried, I now know that I can't have kids. So, um, you know, and I'm okay with that, seeing as how this world is fucked up, essentially. You know, people of color are being killed, and I think that it's better for, you know, the child that, you know, that it not be here. What I can say about the child was that something, you know, I got an intuition, something spoke to me and told me that the girl, actually the child I was carrying was a girl. That may shock a lot of people in my family, that it was a girl child that I was carrying. A lot of them probably be distressed, probably sad, probably wouldn't know what to think. But, you know, I mean, I know that people will take different stances. Some people will take the stance of, well, if you was pregnant, you should have told her about it so they can rush me fucking down the aisle and shit. But then getting married for what? Only to miscarry would have been stupid. You know what I'm saying? There's other people who would feel sad about it, you know, about what happened and stuff. And I think that that it's something that is a very serious thing. You know, yes, we were parents. You know what I'm saying? And you are a parent in any capacity. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, the father's as important as the mother is. You know what I'm saying? Both parents are important to be in the life of the child. And what I went through shouldn't happen. And this happened at a Christian hospital, a Christian place where they had a Jesus on the fucking cross on the wall. And you telling me
The
that
hell is that man? After treating you like that, and it's not like you didn't notify them. I mean,
yeah,
every
totally.
time you got up and I saw the pile of blood even bigger and bigger and more puddle, and when it became a fucking puddle, I just like the part when that leading up to the part where, you know, where you took your pants off to change into the pants that they was going to give you, the hospital pants, and it just fell out on the floor. All I came was like, damn, like we didn't even get to say bye.
Yeah,
Like,
so
that hurt. That's so painful.
Yeah.
That you go through all that, and then she gets colder and colder, to the point where when you finally get seen, you finally get in there, and within the first 2 minutes where you are getting ready to dress into the hospital clothes, you take your pants off, and it just fucking falls out on the floor and just kind of just rolls. And it's like,
yeah, and I sucked my own blood too.
yeah.
I'm trying to, so.
And it's like, you know, think about all the church bullshit.
Yeah, you think about all the stuff they say.
I was in it for 14 years. So, I was in it I was in it off and on when I was really little, like 8. And then I was consistently going from age 12 to age 27. And I had to go by these standards and live my life by these standards.
Yeah.
And I took it seriously, tried to. But other times I just admitted that I was a sinner and I wasn't going to stop loving her and I wasn't going to treat her bad. I just wasn't going to do it. So I'm just going to be in sin because I just admitted it because I'm not going to not love her.
Yeah.
But as far as everything else, I tried to do my best with being a Christian and stuff. And I thought that we went in a Christian hospital, that's all they hire. Christians, people, because obviously you have to be a Christian to be at a Christian hospital. So what is that? And they were not up to any of those standards. They weren't up to any of the standards that I had to be in for 14 fucking years. Like, none of the pressure. They didn't feel pressure. They no guilt.
Yeah, and the lady...
No love. This is what I mean when I say, by you just...
And the lady the lady that was at the thing, she kept getting frustrated with people and stuff. This is a white chick, supposed to be a Christian, getting frustrated with people who are sick, going and saying, well, hey, when am I going to see you and stuff like that, because they've been waiting a long time.
Nobody came to pray for her. They didn't give us no preacher, no pastor, or no deacon, or no whatever the hell that they're supposed to be. No one came to pray for her. You know? And as an emergency of when you're bleeding to death, you know, where is the God working in mysterious ways for her to be in a Christian hospital? Like, where's the Holy Spirit at now? It's supposed to be moving around.
It's not anywhere.
Touching people. You know, and after that happened, I said, fuck all those people who said God won't put more on you than you can bear. No, fuck it. Fuck them.
And there's...
Because...
Go ahead.
It fell out.
The baby fell out, yeah.
God put more on that baby than that baby could bear. God put more stress on Michelle than Michelle could bear. And obviously God put more on those people than those people could bear because they're in the hospital.
Yeah, all those people. I mean, there's lots of people.
So
I think people should stop.
Christians should stop saying that now.
Yeah, I think that people are walking around blindly worshiping something that they don't know what they're giving their life to. They just want to fit in. They want to have some damn image. They want to, you know, fit in, you know, and just try to make their lives better, but then they're doing it in the stupidest ways. I mean, you know, there are people around the world who are getting killed, women getting raped, you know, kids getting bombed and stuff, their bodies floating in the water. And this has happened in multiple countries, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we live in the United States, but we got kids dying in school shootings. There's been 18 this year.
And you're sitting here thinking it's Satan. But then when you go in the Bible and you look, Isaiah 45 verse 7, you find out that God is the one who created evil. Yeah. And then when you read multiple parts of it, of the Bible, God's the one doing all the damage. It's not Satan at all.
Yeah, and the people doing these school shootings, you know, I mean, they'll just go and they'll go and use the part about, you know,
well, God told me to.
God told them to do it, you know, because, you know, they'll just say that, you know, they'll justify using the story where the two bears killed the children because I think it was the preacher in the Bible or whatever guy in the Bible went and, you know, 43 kids called him Baldy, and then, you know, God answered his prayer real quick by, you know, mauling these kids to death, not telling the kids don't do that or you need to respect your elders or nothing. No, he just killed kids.
Sent two bears to maul 42 kids to death, utterly ripped them apart. And I just, you know, where's her seraphim at? Where's her cherubim at? No seraphim, no cherubim, no angel, no Jesus, no Holy Ghost, no Holy Spirit, no nothing.
Yeah, so, you know, where is all that? I mean, I don't even think these people going to church really believe this stuff because they don't follow this stuff at all. They don't follow the, you know, the commandments in the Old Testament, nor do they follow anything in the New Testament.
I mean, if you got Facebook, you're not supposed to be. I mean, I'm not really. There's a whole nother video on that about what happened with her and a friend that was a Christian talking smack. Yeah, and defriending her and saying God bless and being a smart
ass bitch.
Yeah.
But, you know, I understand she's giving up to God. But what I do want to tell people is this. a lot of people are accepting Christianity and they think it's something they're supposed to do. But what they really don't realize is
that this could be you. That situation could be you.
yeah, it could be you now. Some people gonna justify saying, well, oh y'all wasn't married and y'all was shacking up or whatever. They gonna say some bullshit like that. But then I'm gonna tell you this right here. You got women who are married and they have kids. And, you know, they will go and this lady said to her kids, she had these 3 kids. And what she said is she asked her kids if they wanted to go to heaven. You know what she did? She smothered them to death. And she even talked about how the girl was fighting dying. Her oldest was fighting dying, but she wanted, she wanted the kids to go to heaven. And she thought killing justified, if she kill them and stuff or whatever at a young age, then they'll get a chance to go to heaven. What kind of sick bullshit is that?
Another mom drowned her kids.
Yeah,
saying that God told her to kill her children. So that made it right.
Yeah, but then if you get a guy who does that, he'll go to jail. So there's the thing, you got people, you got women saying they want to be treated like men, but then again, they wouldn't want to be treated like men because they go to jail. Now it's starting to come to the point where some women are starting to go to jail because of what they're doing and stuff. But I don't know what kind of mother can go and kill her kids. I don't understand that.
Yeah, after they came out and can feel all the pain and all the trauma and all
and
the
after
agony,
they got and the
her
girls,
own mom, their own mom, their protection, and
and these women are, and I bet you they're Christian,
yeah,
and I bet you they got married and stuff. I bet you they did.
Yeah, they were.
They got married and they had the kids and stuff, and then they go get their kids.
And another, Christian woman, she got married, was it shocking that? Well, she was married, but she killed her children, and she killed the father because the father wasn't able to work because he was injured. And since he was injured and he wasn't able to work, she killed him, and she killed the children because she wasn't going to get
child support.
Yeah, she wasn't going to get child support from after divorcing them or whatever. Oh no, they wasn't in the same house anymore. But she wasn't getting child support because he couldn't work. And so she killed him, and she killed the children too, because she wanted money like that. The other woman killed her kids because a guy said he didn't want kids. But she was a Christian, and well, she just basically used Christianity to do what she wanted. Had the babies. The dude killed himself, and therefore she killed the 3 children because she had broke up with the guy so that he could pay child support, and he killed himself, so she wasn't getting child support, so she killed the 3 kids. So
yeah,
it doesn't really, there's people that's been, all the people been married for 35 years, but miserable. They feel like they can't leave. They're being treated really bad because that person hasn't cheated on them yet, and that's the only way that you can get a divorce in Bible terms is if they actually cheat on you. So they can hit you, beat you up, all type of shit.
Absolutely.
But if you never catch them cheating, you can never divorce, and so you just feel like you gotta stay in it. Fuck marriage unless you're happy.
Yeah, unless you're serious about it and being happy in marriage, I think one thing is important is making sure you're marrying for love, So I think a prenup, I think that's reasonable because then you can prove that the person actually loves you and they're not just after your stuff.
Yeah, they're not after your stuff, they're not after your business. Because let's face it, a doctor takes 12 years to become a doctor. A woman can come in after 1 year
of marriage,
take half his shit, and she can come in for 10 years. When it took him 12 years to studying, she can come in for 10 years, and he has to pay her for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
For as long as she never remarries, so she can go get a new boyfriend, use the doctor's money to pay that boyfriend's rent, so that they live in a house while the doctor guy is paying for her and him to be effing in a house, and he's paying for it. It's really fucked up. So get a prenup.
Yeah. I mean, it's, being married doesn't make everything perfect. It don't. People gonna say, well, the church puts it to you. I think, like everyone said in another video, they put it to you like getting married is gonna make everything great for you because they want you to believe it. But there was a guy, and one was basically saving himself from marriage and everything, and he looked at this video, and there was this black dude. He had, stayed a virgin to his married, when married his wife and stuff like that, and got to their wedding night, after the wedding and stuff. And then, the guy had been saving himself for this very moment, to consummate the marriage or something like that. Said the deal is what other people would say, and then it's time to have sex, it's a married couple. The guy pulls his pants down, and his wife looks at his penis and said, I've seen horses bigger than that, right, at his penis. And this is a Christian woman, right? It's a Christian woman.
And a Christian man who did things the right way, who
Yep.
who didn't have sex until
Mm-hmm.
marriage. So
Yeah.
what the fuck are you talking about? The shit don't work. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay? Put it blank point serious. It don't work. So you can't use shit that don't work. If you talked on the phone.
You gonna say that?
Yeah. If you talked on the phone that didn't work,
and
you walked around talking on the phone all the time that didn't work, people will put you in the fucking crazy house. So if you sit here and you follow this fucking book and you pray and you follow everything the church say and it doesn't work, and you keep on following it anyway and it doesn't work, people put you in the fucking crazy house. It's the same analogy. I mean,
yeah, it is.
Hello. Hey man, yeah, that's cool, man. Hey, let me see. Hey man, that phone number. Let me see if you actually talking to somebody. No, turn into a fucking argument because I ain't talking no damn body.
He's trying to make me laugh. To lighten it up. I mean, just to be honest, y'all, like what I've been through, I don't wish on anybody. And
it's super sad. If you
guys have
care
been
about
there,
your woman,
yeah,
it's sad.
Yeah, I'll say this, for real, like if you gonna have kids with somebody, make sure make sure that you in a relationship with somebody where that person wants kids, man or woman. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you both want kids.
And get a paternity test, just in case you both die and the child survives.
Yeah.
So that the child, whoever takes care of the child next, knows the family elements and knows the hereditary diseases and the most acceptable allergies and things like that.
Yeah.
Also, you'll know who the fuck is cheating.
Yeah, and I think, I think it's very popular for girls to get pregnant and stuff, and had a whole experience and stuff to make it look all glamorous. I mean, my experience of being pregnant wasn't glamorous. It wasn't anything like that. I didn't go take a bunch of damn selfies and all this shit. I didn't do that because my experience wasn't good.
Pregnant belly pictures and all that shit.
I mean, seriously. I mean, like, people are just having babies. Guys and chicks. They in relationships. They, you got an acceptable terms now, like baby daddy and baby mama. You got acceptable shit like that that's out here.
Because so many of these chicks is just out here being baby machines because they're just trying to get child support, or they're trying to, they want these baby showers, or they want these maternity shoots so bad. They're just they're just copying other women. They're not individual, independent women or anything. They're not an individual. They're a copier, and they just copy other women. And so they want to get married too, so they pressure a guy in a marriage by stop being on birth control or saying that they can't get pregnant and then getting pregnant and then saying, well, we got to make it right. I'm a Christian now, so you better make it right. So they just pretend to be a Christian to get married.
Yeah, just to get married. But then again, the girl really, you got girls walk down the aisle. I was reading this article on the internet. You got girls walk down the aisle knowing that they really don't love the guy. They really don't. They just want the experience, and they'll say, well, I didn't say anything because my family members were there, and I didn't want them to think nothing. It's better that you had the shit off of the past, and whether you're a guy or a girl, and you get married, just say that be honest. Just say, you know what, this isn't the right time. Something I will go ahead and also say about marriages, there's people who believe that if you guys have been together 3 months, then you should get married. You know what I'm saying? That's what people think. We've been together, like, some people say, oh, it's been long enough. It's long enough for us to get married. Listen, me and Anwan have been together, I believe now for, what is it, 7 or so? Yeah, we have been together for a while. You know what I'm saying? We just celebrated anniversary, which we ain't really get to say celebrate it, but we're working on it. But, you know what I'm saying? Truth be told, I mean, when it comes to it, I mean, people say in 3 months, you don't know somebody in 3 months. Just be honest, you don't know nobody in 3 months. You ain't even lived with them. People who had the idea of being Christian and thinking you got to get married because basically they want to get married because, they want to have sex. That's really, but they want to make it look right to their family members and stuff. They really want to do that. I've heard about people on Facebook that, it was this guy, he married this girl that was his best friend. They got married, and their relationship right now ain't going. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I mean, it's not even a deal.
They told me at church that when you get married and you with God, everything's gonna be right with God, and everything's gonna be right with you because, and God's gonna be right with you because you got married. But every fucking time somebody got married, every time somebody, got married and then lived in the house with somebody, the shit failed. I had 2 college teachers, one female, one male, who was telling me they was already settled down in their career. Not the girl settled down where settled down with the baby. Not the type of settled down that girls come up with. I'm talking about the real being an adult, settled down, where you settle down in your career. You got a house, you got a car, you got a job, you got a career. You
got a stable amount of money coming in every month that you can count on. Yeah,
you're settled down. You're stable.
Yeah.
So these adults, like 40 years old, 45, saying 50 years old, shit. One semester or 1 year, the lady comes back and she tells me, because I try to appear early so I can have my questions answered for my classes. Make sure that you live with a person before you marry them. I'm like, what?
And it was a lady.
And then it was a lady. I'm like, wow, why is she saying that? Like, you got a car. Like, you settled down. Like, what are you talking about? Like, ain't your shit together? Like, your shit's together. Now I just I took it as a note, and I was like, okay, maybe I should. But then when the guy said it, I'm a guy.
That was a teacher, yeah.
When the guy said it, professor, and I was really like, he said it to me too. He said, Anwan, look, make sure you move in with a person and see what they're like before you get married.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did that because we would have had a divorce the first 2 years.
Yeah.
I
mean, I know it would have been something where, and we put on Facebook that we're engaged and stuff, and, right after that, like, it was crazy. Like, there's people thinking that, we were going to get married after we posted on Facebook. And people post a lot of shit on Facebook, but,
as if it's not legitimate unless you put it on Facebook. The fuck?
I mean, what difference does it make? I mean, if we posted that we got engaged or something, yeah, we got engaged, but I think your engagement should be as long as you want it to be. You don't have to fucking run down the damn aisle. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember, marriage, to get married, had a wedding and a reception and everybody there, it costs a whole lot of fucking money. I did the research, you know what I'm saying, to see, about having a venue, trying to make a list for the people, trying to, try to figure out, flowers or dress and all stuff. And no, I'm not married yet, but I did the research, you know what I'm saying, to see. And it's a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Reason we ain't married. I mean, we trying to work things out and see where we want to go with our future, which is something a lot of people don't do. They really don't do that. We want to have a stable future. You know what I'm saying?
The reason why it takes so long is because, it wasn't. I would like to save, but you can only save so much with a certain wage. And when one person got a job that only takes care of a certain amount of an apartment, you know what I'm saying?
And we didn't have it. We didn't have shit given to us. We don't have rich parents and shit. You got people out here who
we don't got economic outpatient care. And my thing was working on my relationship with her because I have to feel above boyfriend level. I have to feel that I'm a fiance level, to where I can feel like, okay, I can be a husband level. I treat her ridiculously good, like fucking great, especially when she working. You know, I get up at 7 o'clock in the morning when she asks to get up. I make her fucking food. She comes home to a clean damn house. You know, this is when I'm not, when I'm here and she's not here. You know, I come? You know, is the same thing happening for me? No. I mean, but it's never been like that.
I
No.
mean, you know, I would say the same thing's not happening, and I'm gonna be very honest. A lot of women won't be honest. No, the same thing does happen. I'm learning how to do that. You know, you know, Anyone's been sick, you know, and so I've been trying to help take care of him and stuff. He's been going through being sick and stuff. Everybody's been damn sick. You know, my throat kind of itching still because I've been talking a long time, but
Right. Even when I was sick, I still fucking pushed, made that breakfast, made her had
yeah,
shit prepped before she got home.
yeah, and it's
Place vacuum, bathroom, I had fucking clean. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Shit
but
straight.
like, I mean, I think like, you know, for me, what I see is like helping a relationship is making the money, because I grew up during my childhood and not having money. You know what I'm saying? And there was a lot of have-nots. You know, I may want stuff, but you know what I'm saying. I didn't get a lot of things. No, I wasn't spoiled, but it was one of those things where like, you know, I didn't get birthday parties. I didn't get this fancy ass shit that a lot of people, you know, get. You know what I'm saying? New clothes and all this all the time and all this stuff. You know, their parents spoiled the shit out of them and stuff. I didn't get that, and I think there is something good that came out of that, which is that, you know, me being exposed to, uh, you know, things like bills and taxes and things that a child shouldn't be exposed to, and thinking about money and stuff. There's a good thing came out of it because now as an adult, I know how important money is in terms of taking care of a place. I understand, you know, that you got to put in work in order to do things. You know what I'm saying? And it's not something that's given to you. You know, there's so many people who turn 18 years old and they think, you know what I'm saying, they think, you know, they grown and stuff. And, you know, some people really blow it in high school when they have kids. You know what I'm saying? The girl gets pregnant and they really blow it in high school when they get pregnant and they get conned into thinking they're having a baby. They can do the same thing with a baby that they can do when they're single, and it's not true. You really can't. You know what I'm saying? I see point blank positive what it's like for people to have kids. You know, not because I have kids, but, you know what I'm saying, somebody I know, family. You know what I'm saying? They got, they dealing with a situation where they got a child, and, you know what I'm saying, but they're taking care of two other children. So they're taking care of three kids. And, you know, two of them that are not even her kids. You know what I'm saying? Just kids she took on. You know what I'm saying? And the one child that she has that is her kid. You know what I'm saying? And she's just trying to do what's right for her. You know what I'm saying? Make sure the kids are happy. You know, other two kids and stuff, because the mother doesn't give a damn about the kids. You know what I'm saying? And the guy, you know what I'm saying, she's with, you know, he had these kids with this chick, and he don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying, she's trying to, you know, keep it conducive for the kids' sake. You know what I'm saying? But it's also because of Christianity too. You know what I'm saying? Because of the whole Christian shit where you feel like you got to do shit. You got to do this because it's a test from God. All this stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's why. And I'm like, you know, it is. You know, Christianity has a lot of people messed up in their life. You know what they think they got to do. You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. You know, I wish the world would be a place where people can be happy. Everybody can have, you know, a house. Everybody can have food. Everybody can have jobs. Everybody can have health care. You know what I'm saying? Go to the doctor when they need to. Everybody can have a car. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can have their bills paid. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can do things that they want to do. You know, if everybody's needs were met around the world, you know what I'm saying? If everybody had, you know what I'm saying? Everybody shared. You know what I'm saying? And nobody's ready. And everybody was able to have the things that they want, and they could raise their kids in a safe world and stuff. This will be equivalent to heaven. But we see what people one up at people and say, oh, you ain't up on this, and you know what I'm saying, having people not giving a damn about their kids, damn about their family, nothing. I mean, there doesn't seem to be any love in this world.
And every time somebody does rarely have the love in this world and has the means to fix it and tries to fix it, the powers that be that was ordained by God kills them.
Yeah, and then, you know, and the world keeps going around and stuff. And I think, you know, as us being parents, you know what I'm saying, thing is that we actually thought about the life for the child. We actually literally sat down and thought about the fact that we don't have enough, you know what I'm saying, to provide this child with a life that, that neither of us had. You know what I'm saying? And we realize it. You know what I'm saying? And I think there's so many people just having babies. They don't really care. They just have them. Some people want to have a baby because they want something to look like them. But they'll say we're selfish because we ain't got no kids. There was this lady, I was at the store, and I was carrying this bag. This lady was looking down because I guess she thought today that I had a kid. But I didn't. I'll be driving around, him or whatever, and people will be looking in the back seat of my car to look and see if I got kids. I mean, that's how fucking popular it is with people having babies. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got a baby, they gon' say some slick ass shit like, oh well, that's selfish not having kids and stuff. I think it's selfish if you have a kid and you can't take care of it.
How is that selfish? I ain't using no resources. I just listen to what the chicks say. The chicks say that men need to take responsibility for their kids. Okay, but see, when they say it, they mean go ahead and give me this child support. You need to stop being a deadbeat. You need to take responsibility for your kid. Okay, well, my kid ain't here yet, and I'm taking responsibility for my kid. I'm taking a look out. I'm trying to see, is it a good survival rate for my child? No.
Yeah.
And if you dare say, well, your child's never going to be safe nowhere. Okay, what does that tell you?
So why would you have one?
So why the fuck would I have one anywhere? If you're going to sit here and tell me, well, danger's all over the place. You can go outside and get shot, blah, blah. Well, if it's that safe, if it's that unsafe that you're saying that, why the fuck would I even do it? If it's that unsafe, that if that is the regular response to that, okay, to me not having a kid and my reasons for not, and that's your response, then I'm definitely not going to do it. So when you say that, you're making shit worse. If you're trying to con me to get me to make the same mistake you did, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen examples of people.
Because I care about my kid being here. I care about the thriving. I care about him or her making a fucking difference. And I definitely care about the fact that they're dark skinned, brown skinned, and their history. And I don't want them to be learning or to be having this, the weapon that was used against black people.
Yeah, of course.
Be dealing with it.
We don't want that to be the case. And who knows what kind of world the child's going to come in. I mean, people don't really think. We go look at houses and stuff, because we're going to get a house. And we will see every time we go look at a house. One example was we went out to look at this house. It was it was an okay looking house. I guess it was like 2 bedrooms or something. And there was just black people there. And these, every one of the couples had, kids. The kids running around the house all over the place. And this is an open house. And we up here like, we're the couple that don't have kids. But then they up here mean mugging us and shit because we ain't got no damn kids. And their kids all over the place. So we can't even look at the fucking house damn near. And we got to wait to get up the damn stairs and shit. I'm like, well, damn. I'm like, you guys are wanting to buy a house, but you got kids. You can't afford a house.
All these fucking kids it's crazy. It's 5 kids to one mom, 8 kids to one mom. You get a parent-teacher conference, and only 2 moms show up because there's 15 kids in the room. You know what I'm saying? And only 2 moms show up because one mom had 8, and another mom had 5 or whatever. Fuck.
Yeah.
It's crazy the fact that how high eggs has gotten, how high. Price
how high everything.
That bananas and the fruit.
Yeah, all food has gone up because people have had kids.
Because the resources is getting more scarce. So we are actually saving you motherfuckers by not having them, by not having a lot, by not having 5, by not having 8, by not having fucking any of these fucking kids. Because the oceans, the percent of the ocean, we got people that can't fucking find food because of the oceans being fished out in certain areas, like in this place that's called Christmas or something weird it was called.
Yeah, it's Christmas Island, yeah.
Christmas Island or something. And it's anything like Christmas over there.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy about it?
They can't even fucking find food.
You know what's crazy?
There's always a boat taking the food. What's up?
You know what's crazy about Christmas Island? The crazy thing about Christmas Island is that there are these people, it's like these people that are, I think they're Asian or something. And there's these, people, and they live on an island, on Christmas Island. The crazy thing about it is, he's right that they don't have, the oceans are fished out, and there's constantly these corporations that are fishing out these areas and stuff because, they're trying to meet the demand of these babies and stuff, right? So these people on this Christmas island, there's 2 Christmas islands, but there's one in particular I'm talking about. There's just people on there. And you know what these people believe in? They believe in Christianity. And so these people got a Bible. And, it's talking to the guy and stuff. And this guy had daughters and stuff like that. Went ahead and had daughters and stuff. And the resources are going down and down and down. And he got daughters and stuff or whatever.
He's in some type of trouble. He needs some type of help. So the only thing that he can hold on to is a hope of Christianity, because it's the only thing, it's like a hope. But if he stops doing that and he stops believing that somebody's going to try to come and save him, maybe his daughters will live, because his issue is that they're going without food. They're going days without food because they can't catch any when they used to be able to catch plenty. But since all these baby booms going around, because all these incentives to have these fucking babies for these women, it's not a good thing for other people.
Yeah.
It's like an hour 50 minutes. I'm going to start warming stuff up.
Yeah, but I'm going to end it right here. But I just feel like, I think what a lot of people don't realize is just like the truth. I went through a miscarriage. I told y'all about what happened. Unlike a person who's a Christian, I'm going to go straight through. I'm going to show you the pictures, show you the proof. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be honest about it. And while he's been honest about it. And, people going to make all kinds of fucking excuses. But really, they're going to. But really, they don't want to hear it. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Hell, when we get married, do I expect there to be a whole bunch of people there? Not really. No, I expect it to be people who really care about us. I don't really expect there to be a whole bunch of people that are happy and stuff like that. Of course not. Because a lot of people who probably going to be there are probably going to be Christians. They probably by the time they see this video, they probably going to want to say anything. I went live on Facebook saying I wasn't a Christian, so it probably ain't going to fucking matter. So, you know what I'm saying? Hell, when we get married, our point of getting married is because we love each other. And it ain't going to be about, fucking keeping up with the Joneses. It ain't be nothing like that. It's going to be because we love each other. Because we've been together for a while and that we're a team. We're not divided. We're a team. We're working together to do things. To make a difference. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're about. You know what I'm saying?
I remember back when she used to say that, well, we should get married because we've been together long enough. We were still having fights and arguing and stuff, and I was just telling her, because marriage was something that was a commitment for me. It was really serious for me, and I was just telling her, I'm going to learn all the ins and outs about it, and, I'm not going to be getting married until we get these arguments down and we actually work better as a team and get our communication together, because if I can't cheer you up, that's not husband material. If I don't know the things that make you happy, that's not husband material. You know what I'm saying? And I won't feel like a husband doing those things, and I feel less than a boyfriend with the arguing and stuff. So therefore, I'm not going to even. I engaged her already, but I did that out of fear that she was going to leave, because she just, while I was doing something, said, no, if you don't engage me, or maybe somebody else will. And at the time, I didn't have a backbone, so I was just, kind of getting ran over and stuff. But at the time, there were still things for me to try. I didn't try, marriage counseling. There were things for me to try. But now that I've literally tried everything that she said, said would work, I tried them all. We've just kind of came to a spiritual connection now.
Where
things work, and that's kind of where I'm at. And she's free to go anytime she wants, because I'm not going to hold her hostage if she doesn't want to be in a relationship anymore. I'm not about that, because even I know that I'm not the perfect person for her, because I tried it all.
Well, I don't see any relationship as being perfect at all. I know I got things to learn and to grow into, but I'll tell you the craziest thing is what made our relationship better. What made our relationship better was when we left Christianity. When we left Christianity, that's the fucked up part.
Yeah.
We left Christianity.
That's true, because when we was a Christian, we went through the worst shit being a Christian, and we nagging at each other and things like that. It wasn't until we left Christianity, and, that was really the bonding moment. When we both left, we was like, okay, it's on us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
We was like, we got to have each other's backs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's on us. And then we started doing the research about the Bible and things like that because she saw me. I was a very church going man.
Yeah.
And then when she saw me fall out, she's like, something must majorly be wrong. And that's when I told her, look at the shit I read. And then she was like, oh my God, that's your abuse. And I was like, look who did it. And then when she found out it was God, it was really heartbreaking.
Yeah, and there's not just us. There's a lot of people that are on YouTube who have left. You got pastors who have left. You know what I'm saying? Left Christianity and stuff, and you can't get much more real than a pastor leaving. By the time a pastor leaves Christianity, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? It's actually a problem.
All right, stop the video because it's like 1:55.
Okay.
And I think at 2 hours they can't download it on FOD.
Oh yeah, I was gonna cut it in half anyway.
Oh, okay, cool. That's cool.
So yeah, this has been our experience about what I went through when I miscarried. I was talking about what people are gonna say to justify it. I said I was gonna share it on Facebook. I'll share the link. I ain't gonna share the whole video on Facebook, but you know what I'm saying? It's okay to me if I don't have people around, like family and stuff. It's okay because that means they wasn't really family material anyway.
Because even my family did the same thing when I started telling them about how I felt as a black person, how I started feeling better as a black person. They didn't care about that. All they cared about was whether or not I was Christian or not. They didn't see me as human. They didn't see me as their grandson. They didn't see me as a son. You know, all they cared about was whether or not you're Christian. They throw you to the wayside when you're not. They never really cared about you. All they cared about was the religion you was in and whether or not you was Christian. That's it. Now after talking with my dad, I found out I got grounded for a lot of dumb shit. A lot of reasons I shouldn't have got grounded for. Stuff that he really wasn't serious about, because when I go and I tell him about the research and all this different stuff, he's just, oh, if it ain't from the Bible, then you don't need to worry about it. The only truth is in the Bible. I mean, well, what the fuck? Why do you have me do all that damn research? Why did you do? I mean, there's so much. I got a video.
Yeah.
I got a video dedicated to that, and he saw a lot. Well, I believe in God, and I believe in Jesus, and I pray, and all this other type of bullshit, and he's fucking straight motherfucking liar.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff. I mean,
I got a video dedicated to that one.
Yeah, if people are gonna,
or my dad or something like
if
that.
people are gonna, if people are gonna unfriend me or they're gonna unfriend him or something,
that's okay.
That's fine.
Go ahead and do it.
That's fine. It just makes life easier.
It's nothing that I'm not no used to. My life has been full of abuse. You unfriending me is the most unpainful thing that someone would try to do to get at me in the first damn place. Because it's okay. We wasn't meant to be friends in the first place. I need real people that's going to do real stuff. I don't have time for a person like you who's going to unfriend me, who's just going to go give up your guilt to God and not have any love and compassion and guilt for others for the things that you do.
Yeah, and what a lot of people probably watching don't know is that after you die, there's something called a life review. And that's something where you're held accountable for the bad shit you did to people. You have to be those people. Now, people probably going to get scared the shit when I say that, because they going to think about all the bad shit they did. And if you're a Christian watching, if you've ever done any bad stuff, well, you got to be those people. And, it's going to mighty suck that, that the actual God, not the God of the Bible, the God of the Bible is fake. The actual God is going to hold you accountable for that. I mean, yeah, he's going to look at the good stuff you did, but the bad shit that you passed off and being mean and stuff, you're going to have to go through that as many times until you say sorry. And if you don't, that's the more time you got to deal with it. You might say, oh, I just got to deal with it when I got into it with the person. No, you have to deal with the situation with the person as long as they were hurt by what you said. So the girl on Facebook, guess what? When she dies and she's getting her life review, she's going to have to be me as long as I had those emotions. And I don't care if it's days, weeks, months, years. She's going to have to live that experience until she realizes it. And she'll do it over and over and over and over and over until she admits it was wrong. Then she'll move on to the next person that she, that she was mean to and stuff like that. But, and I think the thing that's going to scare a lot of you is that the life review. That's really going to scare the shit out of y'all. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be held accountable and this and other. Yes, you will. As spiritual people, we know that. spiritual, not in Christianity. Spiritual is in, you know, spirituality is in what the Egyptians believe. We know that.
If you don't believe us, go to YouTube, go to Ryan Cropper, and go to the video that says "I died, battled shadow beings," something like that. It's called "I died and battled shadow beings and
Yeah,
came back," or astral projected, or something like that.
yeah,
That's the one. And he goes in where he's talking to a guy on a radio show where he talks about him coming out of his body and seeing the life review being done of his friend who recently died. So that's real. It's really happens, and
Yeah.
it's a real thing.
All right, so it's been 2 hours that you guys have spent with me. Actually, I made another video. It was an hour or so. So thank you guys for watching. If you got all the way to this end of this video, which I don't know, because I'm gonna split this up, so I won't know if you guys did or not. But for those who stuck it out, you know, good job, and stuff like that. That means you're conscious and you're gonna stick with it. If there's gonna be haters, you wanna affirm me, make mean comments. I ain't worried about it.
We know who you serve. You serve a person that created evil in Isaiah chapter 45, verse 7. We get it. We know you serve
And
evil.
that's okay. That's okay. You're okay when you die to be other people who you hurt. So that's the end of that. So anyone, could you come here real quick? Come here so we get in the video. So we're gonna end this video. It's been 2 hours in the making. So I'm Butterfly Spirit.
I'm your hero.
And we just basically talked about how you know, my experience with miscarriaging, and how Christianity, you know, I'm not a Christian, you know, which validates why I'm not a Christian, because the experience that we both suffered. I mean, we still emotion, like this, the emotion I had, anger and stuff, that's still there. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know what I'm saying, that's these people trying to give shit up to God and think it's going somewhere. Let me tell you something. When you give it up to God, it doesn't go anywhere. Basically, it only stays with you until some bad shit happens to you. So, but you can keep believing it until it happens to you. But, thank you guys for watching the video. And I hope that, you know, you stay woke. When I say you stay woke, I mean like what they said in Get Out, which is what the guy was trying to say, is that you got to be conscious of what's going on to be aware. Don't just get sucked into what shit is, what you think it is, but you got to look below the surface. You know what I'm saying? You know, so you got to look at things for what they are, because if you don't wake up soon enough, it's going to be too late for you. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.